There are times when an excessive fuss is made about the atlas. Let's briefly examine what this term actually entails. We see here the spine, the cervical spine, and at the very top, the atlas and axis, right here. And inside there, you're going to find a numerous amount of tiny muscles that are generally much too tense and quite stiff most of the time. And the fascia is much too tight and tangled, you know. Why is that? Because we always slouch at the desk, hunch over on the bike, and the whole force distribution in the neck area, particularly around the cervical spine, is all wrong. And then these tensions cause the vertebrae to become misaligned, which doesn't feel right and pinches. May I ask, Ina, please take your seat. We're doing 4 short exercises, or rather 2 short exercises. Sit straight and upright in your seat. Turn your head gently about 45 degrees to the left. Use your left elbow to smoothly and gently pull your shoulder down, ensuring it stays comfortable throughout. Yes, put some real strength into it. Reach over your head with your right hand. And now pull it forward diagonally downwards, just right into this spot, exactly so. And then you'll start to notice at the back on the left side that there's a section beginning to pull quite tightly. Increase it gradually. And continue doing this for a total of 2 minutes. While you're increasing throughout those 2 minutes, always make sure to stay safely under 10. What exactly does the 10 mean, our well-known 10? It implies that when you experience a stretching pain at the intensity of 10, breathing becomes impossible, your breath is obstructed, and you must counteract, either mentally or physically. We really don't want that to happen. That's why we always stress practicing below a 10. It should hurt, but it shouldn't really hurt too much. We need to be over 8. That means over 8, under 10. That's the magic formula for effective stretching of the muscles and fascia. We absolutely require this particular duration and this exact level of intensity. If it ever decreases, then slowly and steadily continue to increase it over time again. Then let's do this on the other side. Align your head again, nice and relaxed. Make sure to maintain an upright posture and also align the lumbar spine. And then please slowly turn your head over to the right side. Once again, gently bend your right arm. One rule is, where I look, the shoulder drops, because many patients always confuse that. That's why there's this little helpful mnemonic. Now, place the left hand over the top and pull it diagonally forward to the bottom left. This action should cause strong tension to appear again at the side of the neck, specifically at the back right. Keep holding that position for around 2 minutes. If the intensity level remains below 8, go ahead and gently increase the tension by pulling just a bit more. Always be careful, no sudden movements, and with that, we first expose the superficial layers, so that underneath, the muscles get a chance again to regain any movement and the fascia to release. And once we've done that on both sides for 2 minutes each, then you release. Alrighty, so now let's delve deeper into those muscles. Remember where I mentioned earlier that it very often tends to feel quite tight there? Now take your head down gently. Keep the thoracic spine completely straight. Reach upward with both of your hands. And now it's extremely important that your back remains perfectly straight, making sure that only your head gently moves downward. And now you should honestly take a peaceful 3-minute break. Just make sure you give it a complete 3 minutes. You take your time, continue pulling further downwards. The main mistake that occurs in the process, which can also completely undermine the effectiveness of the stretch, is that you end up bending your back and rounding it. Yes, you're rounding the thoracic spine. That shouldn't happen. It needs to be perfectly straight, like a board, practically. And just the head is gently pulled down. And then, after a short while, you begin to notice that it really starts to burn inside. Notably, it should stay below 10, but burn above 8. And now you're targeting those small muscles directly attached to the vertebrae, where the axis is also directly suspended. And that's where you really dive in first. And we need to ensure it lasts a bit longer, so that the stretch truly reaches and impacts the deepest layers beneath the surface. And if you then notice, oh, it's pulling in quite deep, don't make sudden movements or abrupt tugs, just keep pulling smoothly and softly. And when you're really deep inside, then you give a gentle pull, initially to the left, and then you can truly feel deep inside that now we're effectively reaching those deepest muscles and the fascia perfectly. You probably feel more tension on the right side. Probably a bottleneck there is being cleared. Go really deep. And take your time, about a minute per side. Again, the same rule, less than 10, more than 8. Move very slowly. You always have to be a bit more cautious with the cervical spine than with the knee or leg, for example. And then you straighten up again, but don't come out of the stretch. Stay deep in it. Very good. Always make sure that the thoracic spine stays nice and straight. And now we pull the head slightly to the right while it is in a fully forward bent position. The left shoulder should also stay low the entire time. Then you'll feel the stretch deep inside on the back left side. That's the moment you start to gently pull. And then you cautiously work your way in there. More than an 8, but smaller than 10 on the pain intensity scale. If you happen to notice that it's not possible to press with your left hand while keeping the shoulder lowered, then simply just use your right hand instead. Gently push the left shoulder down once more, just like before with a bent elbow, and softly pull your head to the right side. That's another alternative if the shoulder should rise while reaching. Really take it in. Also, 2 minutes. No, we said 1. Once more to the side. We've been deep for 3 minutes. Then 1 this way, 1 that. That's 5 minutes in total. Then slowly return to the center. And once we're in the center, go even deeper for a few more seconds to finish the exercise. Very good. And now you'll notice that it hardly goes any deeper, at least not during a single exercise session. Then everything becomes really nice and free. Keep your back straight again, and then slowly come up. Come up slowly. And first, let everything settle. Are you okay? All right, and now let's do the counter movement again. That means remaining seated in an upright position. And now, envision this scenario. I'll simply swing over to this side for a brief moment. Now visualize that, starting practically from the area of the shoulder girdle, the cervical spine is initially drawn straight back evenly. That's quite challenging to achieve. You'll notice it right away, yeah? Just pulled straight back. And then, when the entire cervical spine can't go further backward anymore, we start to bend a little more from the bottom upwards. So you have a clear picture now, right? Perhaps you should just turn to the left for a moment, then you could see it better, like this. Now let's straighten the head. Now place your left hand against your forehead. Right. And now imagine moving your entire cervical spine backward. That's really exhausting. Try to push the entire cervical spine backward. See, it barely works. Then you realize the whole cervical spine doesn't go further. Then you start at the lower area, slowly hyperextending. But not the head itself yet. Begin in the middle section and keep moving farther. Keep gently progressing, keep going forward. And then you keep steadily progressing upwards, step by step, until you eventually reach the very top, and now you are finally able to open the head. Now go ahead and open it up, and we'll go ahead and release the counter tension from the front once more. Yes, that's exactly why there tends to be tension in the back. It's all about maintaining the front-back balance. Absolutely. Next, you meticulously work your way deeply into reaching the full and complete overstretching. Work into it properly again. Okay, you're doing that too. 2 minutes. Moving slowly, and you'll notice it might initially be intense pain, but it must stay below 10. Like I said, but just move out slightly until it's bearable again, and simply wait patiently before continuing. But always stay below 10, and if the pain doesn't decrease and remains at 10, definitely move away from that limit to avoid overloading the tissue. And then slowly come out again. Yes, exactly. Okay, and now we've loosened up a lot there. Turn forward again, Ina. Now please take the midi roll first. Sure, the midi roll. In case you don't have the roll yet, just find something round and perhaps wrap something around it, ensuring a bit of space remains open. And now you start just under the ponytail, exactly under the ponytail, quite high up, right where the skull ends. Locate the small bump that's sticking out, firmly grab it with your hand, apply strong pressure, and then steadily roll downwards to ensure maximum effectiveness. But grip the roll more towards the center, as close to the middle as you can. Exactly. Can you grip it like that? Is that working? Yes, yes, and then roll it nicely downwards. And go a bit faster now. This is just for demonstration purposes at the moment. As you're aware, we really need to roll quite slowly so that the fibroblasts receive the brain order to break down all the entanglements present in the fascia. It increases blood flow, gently eases down and relaxes. Everything resumes its normal state. You are free to choose to roll either before or after exercising. It has both advantages and disadvantages. I switch it up every now and then. Yes? Okay. Down to where you can't reach any further? Exactly. Then we'll switch. Let me take that from you, Ina. Next, we'll move to the mini roller. This is even harder than the medi roll. Yes? Now take any roll with about the same diameter. That's quite hard because now we're going into this side strand. That was indeed the same one we stretched out at the beginning. You can comfortably return to that identical position now. A little to the left, 45 degrees to the left, then tilt your head like this. And now let's grab the roll with both hands. Absolutely, one in the front and the other in the back. Turn along with the chair, please. Yes, raise yourself up a bit more. Yes, yes, and sit back down, thank you. You can see that much better. And the angle seen from above is about 45 degrees. So not from the back, not from the side, but right from the middle. And at this point, you're rolling out this particular strand nicely. Press it really firmly, move slowly, and keep on rolling it downwards. Do it a bit faster now for demo. You can take your time and do it slowly later. Exactly, keep going all the way down here. And then you'll notice at some point it won't work anymore. At some point it becomes unwieldy. When it gets unwieldy, simply let it go for a moment. Afterward, we'll repeat the same process on the opposite side. Let's turn the chair back to the front. Please turn your head to the right at an angle of 45 degrees. Try it yourself to see exactly how Ina is doing it. Now you start right here behind the ear. There's a bone that sticks out slightly. It's referred to as the mastoid. And that's where you start. Then apply a good amount of pressure, really getting into this side section here thoroughly. Exactly. And keep going lower. Yes, nice and slow. Even slower when you do it at home than Ina is showing now. But that's precisely the angle here. You notice it doesn't work anymore at some point because the hands grip awkwardly. Then it gets harder, okay? And then slowly back again. You can turn forward again, Ina. So now we've cleared everything nicely back there, ensured circulation. And what you can also do is move forward, move backward, turn to the left, turn to the right, bend to the left side, bend to the right side, and then bring movement back in and just do the exercise regularly. It would be a good plan to practice it 6 times a week, particularly when you're just starting. I really hope you enjoyed it a lot. We always appreciate it when you give us a thumbs up, share, and like our content, because people really need to know how they can effectively get rid of their pain, how they can have their bones naturally repositioned by the body itself, all through simple, actionable steps to feel at ease. Bye. See you next time.